morning, there's a big white cat walking our streets. He's got eyes for little girls and guitar-y sheets on the plane that he flies all over our nation. He keeps acting as if he's not a damnation. There's a big white cat marching through our streets. He's got eyes for little girls and guitar-y sheets on the plane that he flies with all of our money. It's not really all that funny, 'cause he's a big white cat. He paints himself orange while we laugh and judge what he eats on his plane that he bought with all of our money. While a lot of us are starving. What a conundrum. You know, no matter all of the king's horses or all of the king's men, they could just never put Humpty Dumpty back together again. No matter how much money they have, they can't save him from old age. He's not gonna survive longer than our nation. And that's because we stand up and we call him a damnation. Because he's a big white cat who paints himself orange. While we, the people, are losing stamps, Medicare, and family members, friends, neighbors, as they succumb to starvation in a nation that has plenty. Because we have decided that you only deserve help if you have power and wealth. But that's not what our nation was founded upon. Not fully. Not the nation that we live in today, where we try and go for equality and make sure everyone gets food, shelter, and health care. Because you deserve it. We the people have worked hard enough and labored away enough to deserve basic health care, to deserve the right to food we can afford, have the right to a free education. We should not be limiting what people can do in our nation, because it's only going to bring us down. It's only going to decrease the power we've held. And maybe that's not a bad thing. Maybe we've held on to power and we've dealt it out irresponsibly. In fact, we definitely have. Our nation was built on taking away power from some people because we believed some people had the manifest destiny and just deserved things that others didn't deserve. I live in a town that was a boomer town in Oklahoma, and I was raised by boomers. They're both very different boomers. They had very similar beliefs. Me, 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 me. I'm the most important thing. What I do matters. I'm more important than everybody else. And if they're struggling, well then it's their fault. Because I made it, so why can't they? And it gets really tiring to hear that. I'm Gen X. I grew up with my parents blaming millennials for the economy and calling me a millennial when I was still in elementary school. So I was at fault for the economy when I was learning multiplication. Make it make sense. It won't. Because we live in a nation where we favor insane gobbledygook ideas rather than people solving the problems that we have in our nation. Problems like inadequate housing, a crappy infrastructure. Look at how we've treated homeless people in Oklahoma. We tried to ban homelessness this year by trying to limit how many shelters there were in our state. In a time where there are more people who are unhoused, not due to their lack of effort, but due to the lack of safety nets that we've provided for our people. We've said sink or swim, pull yourself up by your bootstraps, but do you know where that comes from? It comes from World War I, when they were finding the boys in the trenches that had been bombed and pulling them up by their bootstraps to put them in a white little pine box and send them home to a mass grave where we don't respect them, where we don't honor them and the sacrifice they made. Because we see them, soldiers, as just one thing. And when we're told, oh, actually there's lots of different varieties of it, we're like, no, it has to be, no. Uniformity, it all has to be one thing. Our nation wasn't founded on uniformity. It might have pushed for uniformity with specific looks in mind, but this is not the face of intelligence. This is the face of disability. This is the face of family trauma. This is the face of generational wealth that didn't trickle down. And that's okay. Because we shouldn't be relying on generational wealth to survive. And if it takes someone who was promised generational wealth to say, hey, maybe some people don't just deserve free money, while others labor and work really hard and don't get any help. Maybe we should just even the playing field and say anybody who needs help can get help. If you need help, you can get help. Because right now we say if you are rich and if you have given enough to our society, then maybe we'll let you get some of the things you need. But I come from a rich family in Oklahoma, and I have family members who've died of cancer and alcoholism and depression, Alzheimer's. These affect everyone. This affects people worldwide. Starvation affects people worldwide. We say this is a first world nation, and yet we don't have basic health care for all. We say this is a first world nation, and yet we don't have food stamps right now. We say we are a first world nation, but we're not. And it doesn't matter how much we say it, because our actions don't align with our words. We say liberty for all, but we've really been saying liberty for a few. And that's not okay. It's absolutely not okay. Viva la revolución, viva la gente, y vencer el amor. Tapale tahaj.